Welcome back to the show. It's Hal Sparks, Mega Worldwide. Thank you for joining me. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Give a thumbs up. Support the show. Super chat. You can also, if you're watching this later, there's a little like heart donating button that you can help out the show, or you can always Venmo. You can subscribe today on Twitch as well, which helps us out. Always good. And Melissa, thank you. She says, love you from the QF days and thrilled to find you here. Keep going. We need you. Thank you so much, Melissa. Trina, his hands drive me nuts. They grow and shrink. I have not finished last night's show, and now I'm cutting into today's. Love from Ontario. Laura, it stacks up after a while, I will say, but thanks, Larry, for subscribing. Joy, Jill Carter, thank you so much for the super chats. Treva, thank you for the super chats. And, of course, Debbie Cat, thank you for subscribing on Twitch. Greatly appreciated. Flang Doodle, thank you for resubscribing for 30 months. One of our oldest subscribers, and I just mean in time as subscriber. You're still a spring chicken as far as I'm concerned. Now, we haven't had a visit from our next guest in quite a little while. You know him. You hate him. He's the most miserable man on the internet, and his name is Greg Kelly. And one of the things that makes, there he is, sort of. One of the things that make Greg Kelly upset is black people in positions of power. You just got to say that it really irks this dude. There's something about it that just sticks in his craw, and he just doesn't have the strength to get it out. It stays stuffed in his craw. This one is classy. Shut up, Greg Kelly. Shut up, Kamala. You are ruining the country. Pronouns, political correctness, and telling a panel what race you are and what clothes you're wearing. Shut up, Kamala. You're ruining the country. Said Greg Kelly reports. A man who recently lost his time slot to Greta Van Susteren. You heard me right. Newsmax bumped Greg Kelly to the ass end of the night to give his spot to Greta Van Susteren, because apparently they're trying to class up the joint. But let's hear what is it that is what is it that's really driving Greg crazy about what Kamala Harris says. I'm ready to be embarrassed for my country. I hope the rest of you are.
Good afternoon. Hello. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some
America has officially lost it.
The most pressing issues.
It is a pronoun, by the way. I just want to say, most people don't pick it, but I think it's worthwhile.
Of our time. I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit.
She is wearing a mask, so there are other women sitting at the table. It's a roundish thing.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. By the way,
hold on. Should we look at Harris blue suit? I'm sure this was a big part of. Okay, Snopes had. Let's see, because there should be a full video of it. Just trying to find the whole. That's the Breitbart stuff of it. Fact check. Did announce her pronouns. Why are they all? Let's see. I want to see what she says right after. I'm a woman sitting here wearing a blue suit. Okay. Greg Price.
Good afternoon. I want to welcome these leaders for coming in to have this very important discussion about some of the most pressing issues of our time.
It's the same.
I am Kamala Harris. My pronouns are she and her. I am a woman sitting at the table wearing a blue suit. And
I'm guessing the reference was that she is pointing out that there are other women sitting at the table, and since people are wearing masks, differentiating camera to camera who everyone is. There are other women sitting at the table with brown hair, wearing masks, wearing other things. Yeah, there you go. Kamala Harris announcing her pronouns, totally necessary, insane behavior. And again, the end of this, again, this is pointing it out. Again, I'm not quite sure what the upset part is, but apparently telling people what color your suit is ruining the country. Let's find out how.
My name is Greg. I am a cisgender white male.
Citation needed.
I am
where most of us are sure that you are a hand puppet made by the same people who did Comic the Insult Dog, and they scrapped an early version.
Wearing a
diaper,
blue shirt, and a dark jacket, and my pronouns are, shut up, Kamala, you are ruining the country.
Very tough, very macho. Some of us, I feel, have just become bottoms just listening to that. Obviously there's a new dog in town. This is how alphas are made.
You are ruining the country, you and your people, and you and your leftist woke agenda.
You and your people. All right.
And this nonsense, they are pushing it across our society.
Why? Who cares what people push?
Corporate America is
up. Corporate America. I don't know why Greg doesn't just marry some of the folks, the anti-corporate crowd. There's so much. I feel like that's ground that they could meet in the middle on.
Buying into it. The Pentagon is buying it.
Oh, no.
Into it. Anytime anyone ever says, these are my pronouns, this is what I look like. By the way, why do they describe what they're wearing? I don't know.
Because there are other people at the table. And, I mean, obviously it's mean to the colorblind.
The visually impaired. That is a message for me.
Yes. The vice president was discussing accessibility for the disabled. Right.
You to either walk out of the room and not listen to a word they're saying, because these are not serious people and they are not to be listened to.
Which should be the title of this show.
Hello, everyone. I'm Natalie Gadilla. I'm a Caucasian woman with long blonde hair, and I go by she, her.
Hello, everyone. I'm Nick Fillingham. I'm a Caucasian man with glasses and a beard. I go by he, him, and I'm a security evangelist here at Microsoft.
A security evangelist.
Pronouns are she, her. I'm a white woman with long brown hair. I'm wearing
sandy blonde.
a red dress, and I'm wearing a see-through mask so you can see my red lips.
I am a Black woman with curly hair, and I am wearing a vintage black and floral dress.
I'm a white woman. My pronouns are she, her, and I'm here in my hacker hoodie in my office with my bookshelves and, of course, my miter attack matrix flag in the background.
And by the way, are they fucking talking? I mean, they might be talking about neurodiverse people as well who have autism and have a hard time linking people and attributing characteristics and names to those people. Who gives a rat fuck?
Oh, that's so much fun. Yes. So you can be virtuous and we can show off to our liberal friends and we can.
Are you just upset you weren't invited, Greg? Nobody invites you anywhere, do they, Greg? You're not even invited back to the bus.
Do what our enemies are not doing.
Care about people. That's why they're our enemies. Treat people as human, even if they have disabilities. That's why those people are our enemies, because they don't do those things. That's what distinguishes us from our enemies. Dumb fuck.
Wasting time.
Yes. Yes. Russia's not wasting time in Ukraine. China's not wasting time building buildings no one will ever live in.
And you know what? You know who said it very early on? The way.
Let me guess. Trump?
No politician would. This,
David Duke.
This and all that other stuff is a great big waste of time.
I think the big...
Oh, yes, you're right. He is a big waste of time. I mean, it's a great way to describe him.
problem this country has is being politically correct. I've been challenged by so many people, and
that grabbing women by the vagina.
I don't frankly have time for total political correctness. And to be honest with you, this country
owns 16 golf courses in the U.S. and nationwide, and worldwide. No,
Doesn't have time either.
4, I think now.
Amazing, right? So right. But since then, 7 years ago, the country has gone even crazier with this political.
Yeah, and while he was president, I blame him. Also, he lost his job, so yeah.
Correct nonsense. We don't have the time.
No, we don't have the time. None of us have the time. No one has. We have so little time. Why would anybody watch your show, Greg? I mean, how do you? We have. I gotta go. I realize I'm just running out of time right now. I can't waste my. We don't have time to be politically correct. Adding 3 words to our introductions to people we've never met before. I don't have time for this shit. What do they want next? Learn a foreign language?
We don't have the time for so much of what we're doing, but we're doing it anyway. The
Well, where do we find the time? It's amazing.
January 6 hearings. What a colossal waste of time and money.
Well, they're pretty successful for being a colossal waste of time and money. Lot of people are starting to show up, and they're not even avoiding the subpoenas anymore.
And they're not actually getting to the bottom of it at all.
No, if they were at the bottom, you could see them on your way to work.
Something happened today, by the way. A person was sentenced to prison for a very long time. But first, do you remember what they said about January 6th in terms of race?
January 6th, when extremists, when terrorists, when white supremacists attacked our nation's capital.
Yes, 3 distinct yet sometimes overlapping groups.
To be part of a white supremacist raid on this Capitol.
The people who ended up at the Capitol on January 6th, many...
Are they going to sentence somebody who isn't white? Is that what the idea is, that they're Hispanic or something like that? Right.
Many of them white supremacists carrying Confederate flags. They were also motivated by racism.
Okay, keep telling yourselves that because, well, this is always overlooked.
You know what's always overlooked? The fact that Greg Kelly is back to looking down instead of at the camera. Maybe that's why you got bumped, buddy. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's the problem. Perhaps, just perhaps, is not engaging.
Downplay, but there are people from all over who are from all racial groups, actually. Mark Ponder, 56-year-old man, well, he's in a lot of trouble.
Right.
He pleaded guilty. We'll get to the charges in a moment, but he was there. And there were plenty of people. There were Asians, Hispanics, yes, white people, but they weren't.
Yeah, there were a few of those in there. No group is perfect, I guess, is what you're saying, Greg.
Driven.
Was he carrying a Confederate flag?
By race. I don't believe that.
Well, he sure as shit wasn't Antifa.
At one point, by the way, it looked like, well, the woke left used to stick up for people like this when they went through, well, this dog pile.
Dog pile? Dude, he's charging cops. Get the fuck out of here. Yeah, he's the new Rodney King. That's the point.
Wow, there might be 20 cops on top of Mark Ponder at the...
No, there aren't. Stupid. There's like, hold on. There's like one guy that Ponder takes to the ground, and then 2 that he rolls over on him. The other 2 try to separate them, and then a circle appears around them to keep other people from attacking the cops that are on the ground. There you go. There's Mark Ponder. Look at that. Just reach up in the guy's face. There you go. Takes the cop to the ground. They go down, and then he rolls over on him. And then there's these cops trying to pull him off and get Ponder. And then the rest of them create a circle around him. See that? That is very distinctly different.
Wow, there might be 20...
About 700. There's like 700 cops.
Cops on top of Mark Ponder at this point.
No, there isn't.
All right. Mark Ponder, though, made some mistakes that day.
Yeah, he did. He made some mistakes that day. He was I mean, he was on his way to a black supremacy rally and he accidentally got swept up in a white supremacy rally. He just heard something about supremacy, and it could happen to anybody.
Absolutely. He shouldn't have done this. He grabbed a great big stick and took a whack at a cop. Take a look at this. Now, fortunately, the cop's shield, blunts the blow. Still, you can't do that stuff.
No, you can't do that. I mean, that's not,
He's in big time trouble. Let's go through it. He is sentenced to 63 months in jail. He's been held in jail since March of 2021.
Yeah, because he's one of the assholes who said, fuck you, if you let me out, I'll do it again.
We believe this is the longest sentence imposed on anybody. Mark Ponder happens to, again, I don't think race was motivating these folks, and I don't think it was motivating Mark Ponder.
No, that's why there were like violent insurrectionists, terrorists, and white supremacists. There were definitely groups there that were not coming to Mark Ponder's aid in this circumstance.
Now, it's interesting. He's going to jail for 63 months. This individual, take a look, who's beating up a cop like crazy, is already out of jail. This just happened on Saturday, and he was released on Sunday. He was already in trouble just a week earlier for beating up another person. Last Wednesday, arrested for violent...
Released on intensive community monitoring.
Robbery. Released on intensive community monitoring, whatever that means.
That means that you have to have an ankle bracelet on. You got to check in. It's basically parole until your trial. And if you don't act like an asshole or get involved in anything bad, then your sentence will be shortened and that kind of stuff. But that guy was on a subway interacting with a cop, not participating in an attempt to overthrow democracy. And while he's in an altercation with a police officer, by the way, a black police officer, I'm glad you care. Finally, Greg. That the altercation between the two of them will be litigated in court.
And then attack happened on Saturday, released Sunday without bail. He's subject to a 6 p.m. curfew.
Right, and he's got
That's his
ankle monitor.
Status right now. Isn't that amazing? This kid's walking around. Ashley Babbitt, meanwhile.
Was engaged in an insurrection and punched somebody before climbing through a window to attack fleeing members of Congress.
She didn't grab a cop. She wasn't wrestling somebody to the ground, huh?
By the way, she also was not trespassing on public property. Even that dude is technically not through the gates on the subway without paying or anything.
What is happening?
Like he's in the public area that you don't have to pay to be in. So
justice in America. So everything is backwards. Everything is
upside down. It's so bad. It's just it's so bad. Why? If only
screwed up. I mean everything.
Everything.
Cops are crying. We see cops crying. We see the presidential assassins, would-be presidential assassins, flourishing on Twitter. Yeah, John Hinckley has a Twitter account now. Trump is off of Twitter.
Right. It's weird that even John Hinckley can stay within the terms of in the TOS, but Trump can't.
We have people who are paid not to work
and smoke weed. I don't realize. So wait a minute. There are models paid not to work and smoke?
America is losing wars.
We are?
Okay. Anybody remember? Almost a year ago, we lost in Afghanistan.
Well, for the record, I would if he plays this video all the time. The guy's going to run through and be
men
very
pretending
happy.
to be women.
Oh, men pretending to be women.
We have no control of our border. The border has absolutely been obliterated.
That was a year ago.
Kids
and see those people going back
sexualized, and somehow this is seen as righteous and healthy by the left.
It is.
It's clearly illegal.
It's clearly illegal.
Now we're targeting people just for how they look, especially white women.
We are?
You know, the whole Karen thing?
Yes, so Karen's now, I mean, this does look like a Karen Halloween costume.
Remember this story from St. Louis? I will never get over this.
Well, that's true of a lot of things, Greg.
She lives in a condominium.
Yes, you do.
There's a front door.
There is a front door.
Apartments. Everybody's supposed to have a key fob. Some guy she doesn't know is behind her in the vestibule. She's like, I'm not letting you in. Do you have ID? Do you live here? What's the story? No big deal. A small disagreement between
a few N-words thrown around.
Two people. It becomes national news.
The confrontation caught on video, a white woman blocking a black tenant from entering their apartment building, demanding proof that he lives there.
Thank you, David Muir. This is the most watched news program in the world.
Hold on. Let's see. Where's the caught on camera? Let's see.
David Muir.
Patient caught on video, a white woman blocking a black tenant from entering their apartment building.
Okay, well, blocks. Let's see. Blocks. Black tenant. This is yeah, because here you go. White woman who blocked black neighbor from building is fired. Black man arrived at the entrance to the building where he lives in St. Louis late Friday night, only to find himself blocked by a white neighbor who demanded proof he lived there. Please move, ma'am. Video recorded the counter, which shows a woman with her dog on a leash standing in the doorway of the complex. I can, she responds, do you live here? I've already answered that question. Excuse me, he replies, trying to get in. But the woman, Hillary Book-Mueller, refused to move as she continued to ask Mr. Toles what unit he lived in and see his key fob. When he declined to tell her, she remained in his path. You want to come into my building? She begins to say, it's not your building. You're not the owner. And he said, excuse me. Mr. Toles posted videos of the episode on his Facebook, quickly spread on social media, called her apartment Patty. Wait a minute. How is she not apartment.Karen? Yeah. Over the weekend, Ms. Mueller's employer, Tribeca STL, which manages real estate elsewhere in the city, said in a statement on its website, reviewed the video and fired her. Tribeca does not own the building where Mr. Toles and Ms. Mueller live. The Tribeca is minority owned, and that consists of blah, blah, blah. We're proud of the fact. Blah, blah. Mr. Toles said on Sunday, about 30 minutes after he got into his unit, a police officer knocked on his door and told him that Ms. Mueller felt uncomfortable about Mr. Toles being there. He said he told the officer he was renting the unit and that he had shown Ms. Mueller his key fob. She could not be reached for the thing. It was the latest known incident of a white person caught on video confronting, calling on a black person performing everyday babysitting, eating, Brooklyn deli last week. A white woman called the police after claiming that a young black man touched her behind. He had not. In an interview, I remember this. Like we talked, there were a bunch of these in a row. She said, Mr. Toles said he pulled out his phone to record the encounter because I didn't feel safe in the situation. At the end of the day, is there video about this? It's kind of hitting me. I think about the whole thing. It's pretty sad. He said it made him feel like you can't be who you are in America. So now you're going to, let's see. In one of the videos, Mr. Toles is in an elevator. Ms. Mueller follows him. He says, so now you're going to follow me? I am, she says. Yeah, she sounds like a ratty, awful person. But apparently, by the way, if she hadn't let a white dude into the apartment because of the same thing, Greg wouldn't care either.
Building, demanding proof that he lives there.
Thank you, David Muir. This is the most watched news program in the world.
And you're not.
And they're talking about a disagreement.
In October of last year.
A simple what?
A simple what? Why are you recovering this in July a year later?
What? Why?
What? Yes, it's an epidemic because there's so many of these stories. It happens with such furious repetitiveness. I'm overwhelmed. Like we don't have to, I had a story from this afternoon at 4. This morning, 2 hours before, there was another, like, for fuck's sake.
Why would they do that? Why would they do that to this woman? I think we know the answer. They're trying to subdue, shape political views, voting patterns.
What? This is a story from October of last year, you fucking tool.
Among women.
Among women. Yeah, because the Roe v. Wade decision has no effect on that.
Especially white women. Now, who's controlling all of this?
Yeah. Who's Kamala? Kamala Harris? It's her blue suit, isn't it?
It's actually not Joe Biden.
No, of course not. He doesn't control anything. He's too busy being old, demented, sleepy, unaware, and yet running a criminal mastermind level organization like the mafia. I mean, it's exhausting.
I'm pretty convinced. He's a bad guy, bad president, but this is beyond him.
The Bidens are compromised. Where the fuck did we get? How did we get from Kamala Harris saying she had a blue jacket on because they were talking to neurodiverse people with disabilities, and And this to this
his intellectual ability, this kind of plot to subvert America. And
yeah, it's so complicated. Only a paranoid lunatic could think this up in their head and then think somehow it's actually happening.
He's going along with it because he's vulnerable.
Yeah, he's vulnerable. He's being, yes, Kamala Harris's blue suit is blackmailing Biden with pictures and details of Hunter Biden's life that we all already fucking know. Joe, if you don't give us what we want and turn this place into a socialist woke hellhole, we're going to tell everyone that your son used to smoke crack. We even have some pictures that we're going to show. See these pictures? Yes, we did get them off Twitter. We're going to, if you don't do what we want, we're going to show people this picture of your son smoking in the bathtub. Check out this heavily edited video where it looks like he's weighing crack, where you never actually see him in the crack in the same shot. I don't know why it's cut at the beginning and the end. It's not important. The important thing is, is this the kind of thing you want the American people to see? If you don't give us exactly what we want, this New York Post article goes out 2 years ago.
I mean, Hunter and the laptop.
Yeah, exactly. Why would you can't blackmail somebody with shit that's already out, dummy? Thanks, Beatnik. Appreciate that. Thank you, Robert. Thank you, Irene, for subscribing. Yeah, dude, you can't. They already know. What the fuck are you going to spring on us? Even if the money story, which isn't true, of Hunter Biden came out that he got money from China and money from Ukraine through Russia and the mayor of Moscow's wife and all that, none of this is reflected in actual policy. If he got money from the mayor of Moscow's wife and this was supposed to compromise him and keep Biden from helping Ukraine, it's not fucking working. If he got money from China, it was supposed to control him so that Biden would get rid of Trump's tariffs and not push back if they took over Taiwan. It's not fucking working. If anything, every one of these stories points out to how much integrity Biden does have because he doesn't give a shit. You seem to think there's more stuff out there instead of this 8-year-old bullshit that we're supposed to freak out about. Oh my gosh. Thank you so much, Michael. Yay. I appreciate that. Thank you. Thank you for that super chat. That's incredible. Honest to God, how do you blackmail someone with shit that everybody knows? I still don't get that point.
They could throw the switch on him and throw that guy in jail for decades, probably.
With what? Guess what, dummy? Thanks to Rudy Giuliani, everything on the laptop is totally unusable in a court of law. All of it. Because of the chain of evidence on that bullshit. Nobody, like a first-year law student could get this shit thrown out, you stupid fuck.
Probably. And Joe Biden himself, he's vulnerable.
Why?
I mean, look at this.
What?
How easy would it be for them to orchestrate more women to come forward and say that Joe made me feel uncomfortable? Joe.
Well, apparently not. By the way, not enough. And also, if it didn't stop Trump, why the fuck do you think it's going to stop anybody else? Here, I got something for you, Greg. Hang on one second, buddy. Hold on. This is an oldie but a goodie. But I think, I think ultimately, let's see. There you go. Yeah, here you go. How in the world? Let's see. This dude. How about that one? There you go. How about this dude? How about this? Let's see. How about Greg? I know you'll like this one.
moved on her, and I failed. I'll admit it. Whoa. I did try and fuck her. She was married.
That's huge news there.
No, Nancy. Yeah. No, this was marriages, and I moved on her very heavily. In fact, I took her out furniture shopping. She wanted to get some furniture. I said, I'll show you where they have some nice furniture. I took her out furniture. I moved on her like a bitch, but I couldn't get there, and she was married. Then all of a sudden, I see her. She's now got the big phony tits and everything. She's totally changed her look. I better use some Tic Tacs just in case I start kissing her. You know, I'm automatically attracted to beautiful. I just start kissing them. It's like a magnet. You just kiss. I don't even wait. And when you're a star, they let you do it. You can do anything.
Whatever you want.
Grab them by the pussy. I can do anything.
Pull the ham.
Hello, how are you? Hi.
Just
NBC News
fucking gross.
Objectified me. They
He objectified me.
got rid of Andrew Cuomo in about 2 days with some
No, it took months.
of that. Oh, don't forget, he also has, well, other family members who have been profiting in strange ways.
I'm Frank Biden. I'm the non-attorney senior advisor to clients statewide who need diversified business solutions through the Berman Law Group. I'm available for consultation with attorney Teddy Berman in any of our offices statewide.
Joe
That sounds terrible.
Biden's brother, Frank, who never went to law school, is the front man for a major law firm, and he's in all the commercials, and he's not a lawyer.
Yeah, he says so in the thing. So I guess they're not going to be able to bust him for pretending to practicing law without a license.
Talk about fishy. So
talk about fishy.
Actually, I don't think Joe Biden is pulling the strings for this societal breakdown, but these people just may be.
Laureen Powell, Steve Jobs's. Wait, Obama and Soros. All right, it's a good mix of people.
George Soros.
That had to be in there. I mean, you can't have a Greg Kelly freak out without dropping a super Jew.
Barack Obama.
Well, I can't imagine why the existence of Barack Obama upsets Greg Kelly. One day we'll figure it out.
A woman named Laureen Powell Jobs, hugely wealthy and funding all kinds of crazy woke initiatives.
Yes, we got a new target. Apparently, Soros and Obama aren't doing it for people, so they need a left-wing Ann Coulter.
Yeah, these people. I think Joe is actually working for them. A year ago, I would have said this is crazy, can't be true. No,
he wouldn't have. A year ago, you were saying the same shit.
This is happening. Oh, heads up, Joe Biden, you may be out pretty soon. I mean,
no one wants Joe around anymore.
Your usefulness, you're no longer useful to Barack and to George. 75% of Democrats don't want Biden as a nominee.
Yeah, I guess it's over then. Yeah.
Yes, his time, his days are numbered.
Yes, all of our days are numbered, Greg.
Stand by my prediction. He's going to have to resign sometime.
Yeah, he's going to have to resign 6 years from now, sure.
In 2023. I still think Trump is the one who can turn this all around. I know.
Yeah, he's going to turn it around because who wants the deficit cut in half? He'll turn it around. We'll go back into Afghanistan. We'll double our deficit. We'll double unemployment. We'll go back to a bunch of rampant pandemic deaths. We'll have near negative interest rates, which will default most of our debt after a while. And yeah.
Some people are out there excited about other, politics.
Yeah, like DeSantis, people like that, just but not me. I love this man. I need this man on me.
Whatever. This is the guy who changed everything.
He did. He changed everything. Not in a good way, but...
And he can do it again.
He changed everything, and then we changed it back. He really didn't have that much of an impact historically.